I would like to share from my heart to yours as a lot has moved in my life the last couple of months. A lot. I have been up Asangate, which is the highest mountain in Peru, camping with the Keros, receiving initiations. And this is the native tribe. Before the Spanish invaded, the Kero lived in the mountains of Peru and in Peru. And I'm not a historian. So there's a few tales of what happened, to be honest, and a few different accounts. Not many people in Peru know about the Keros. Not many of them are aware Quechua would be the native language. It seems a little bit lost history, and maybe different versions of the story go round. So in terms of historic fact, I do find it's challenging to really know what happened. Even the history that we're taught in school, there's a part of me that doesn't resonate with it. And there's a part that goes, it's just the account of people with the money that is passed on. And there can be different versions of history. So I don't really want to give you historic lineage because I'm not sure. I wasn't there. I like to just give an account of things that I have experienced firsthand. So I have experienced the Keros firsthand, their energy, being with them, receiving initiations. And the work to me is staying in the heart through the face of adversity. And I feel like what the Kero lineage brings is the teaching of they were able to stay in their heart being enslaved by the Spanish. They were able to learn how to be spiritual through pain. The pain of slavery and any physical pain that they will have endured through slavery has opened the gateway for them into spiritual dimensions. Because when the body is, and I have first-hand experience of this as well, when my body is under intense physical pain, there is only one option but to be totally present. And if I want to endure this pain, I need to find a way to God and to my heart. And that is the only way I can hold space for my own pain, if that makes sense. And quite a lot of the time, pain is a catalyst for spiritual development, for opening the heart, because it gets to a point where the human goes, I can't take any more of this pain and resistance, therefore there's a surrender and you sort of go through the pain, because it's really the resistance that's uncomfortable, the resistance to what is. And once you're through the gateway and you're accepting of everything that is, therefore there is no pain. There could be a physical experience, but it might not be. The resistance is really what causes the pain. There's a different quality to holding space for physical pain, even though it's a challenging one to describe, to be honest. But pain makes you very, very present. You can't think about the future. You can't think about the past. All your capacity is just holding and being in the experience. And if anyone has experienced trauma or intense physical pain or health issues, then you'll relate to what I'm talking about. And I feel this is my main takeaway from being with the Keros, and it is being in the heart. How do we as humans go through something traumatic, difficult, painful, but stay in our hearts and come through the other side, not blaming or shaming or regretting or wishing something else, or firing mental daggers at somebody, wishing this didn't happen, wishing they didn't do that, blaming somebody else, being in the victim. How do we go through something and accept all of what is and stay in the heart and understand everyone's perspective and try and say, okay, how do I learn from this and maybe do it differently next time? And to me, that's what healing is. Healing is not getting rid of your victim, it's integrating it. Healing is not that nothing tragic or difficult ever happens to you. It is that you move through it with ease. You can accept what is. You can be with all of your parts, all of your shadow parts, all of the uncomfortable parts, all of the pain, but that there's no resistance. So therefore it's not really pain. Everything is just a spiritual experience, and there's beauty in all of it. There's beauty in anger, there's beauty in sadness. And that is through the heart channel do you find your emotional depth. And this was really what it was about being with the Keros. For me, there's also a consciousness that comes with understanding how this is done. And the Keros did it through the pain channel. But for me, the modern way is that you don't have to do it through the pain channel. One can have a healing transformational journey through understanding how others have done it through the pain channel, if that makes sense. So you can also do it following your joy, through emotional agility, through understanding emotions. How do you process anger instead of in fear? How do you process anger in love? And most people go, oh, is there even a way to do that? And I'm like, yes. The Keros have a beautiful lineage, a soft, wonderful energy. But for me, still very ancient, and they've learnt through pain, and just being with their vibration, there is a sense of transference and a language from body to body. But they're not able to bring consciousness or an English voice to some of the coaching parts that's needed. But I feel like I'm that bridge between the ancient and the modern, that I can really speak to how does one follow their joy and still have a transformational journey? How do you have the tools, like my self-healing cycle, to go through pain, a divorce, upset with a partner, heartbreak, health, disease, illness, cancer? How do you go through these traumatizing, tragic things, but stay in your heart? Do it consciously so that you're helping yourself through this trauma and not hindering yourself. Because negative thinking, staying in fear, closing your heart and kind of being abusive and attacking and allowing your shadows out is only going to take you through the pain channel. And you'll just get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse until you can't feel any more pain. And there's the surrender. That's one way to do transformation, but there is a conscious way to do transformation which doesn't involve going to the depths of your pain. I don't think that's necessary anymore, because we have tools like the medicine wheel, and you really can find your joy and really enjoy a transformational process and really have fun with it. But I feel so many people at the moment are tending to go into more pain and the depths of their pain and refusing to help themselves and just saying, well, I'm beyond help now. And it's this victim consciousness that is, oh, whoa, poor me. And for me, the victim will only take you to what you can't bear anymore, and then you will transform. But it doesn't need to be the way. There are conscious coaches and heart-opening techniques that make that unnecessary. But the pain channel also works and seems to be what I've done without choosing to do it. But it's also taught me how to teach this work. And I keep getting tested with it to the point where I have a new technique or something like that, and then I'm hit with a load of pain, and it says, okay, test this. Can you stay in your heart? Here's a load of life stuff. You think you can do it so well, here you go. I was in hospital just before going to Peru with intense physical pain. Really bad. I had inflammation all the way up my spine and in my brain, and they treated me for meningitis, and it was excruciating. They found broken pins in my back and all the rest of it. So they're still looking at my back. But it was challenging, but a beautiful spiritual experience all at the same time. Yeah. So I feel like I've been off the radar for a little bit because I was in hospital, then a month in Peru, and then when I get back I'm hit with jet lag and all the things. So yes, I have been replying to emails, but yeah, do excuse me if you've been trying to get a session, and I haven't been doing one-on-ones for the last 2 months, which is strange for me. Feels really strange to have that amount of time off giving healings, giving coaching and doing one-to-ones. And I think maybe that's because I'm focusing on my medicine wheel teachings at the moment and bringing this group dynamic practice, and holding more group space and holding more trainings about heart open work, how to alchemize emotions, stay in your heart, be in your body. And for me, that is the most important practice day to day, because we've lost it. I say we've, from my experience, most of the collective has forgotten how to live in their body. Most of the collective is living in their heads from a very mind analytical, heady, deciding, lots of talking, lots of fighting, lots of talking about people behind their backs, lots of sneaky, underhanded, heady stuff. Yeah. Not to say that's wrong. It's just a way that has become overused, and I think it's ineffective. Because I don't like the feeling of, oh, we should be in our hearts and we shouldn't be in our head, and that you're saying that some coaches out there are saying, oh, everyone's doing it wrong and I'm doing it right. I don't believe in wrong or right. I just like to see the world in terms of, is this really effective? Or is there another way to be and feel where mind, body, soul is in resonance and everything can make a decision? There's a little bit more time and space. So from my experience, the journey back into the body, breathing into the pelvic bowl, feeling your body, having a somatic psychic experience, my physical body and how psychic it is incredible. And it's a psychic muscle that I can really trust. That's why I've done a whole course on mystical abilities and honing your psychic skills, because there's so much more to psychic ability than people just think, oh, it's about using your head and knowing things. But what happens if it's nothing to do with your head? The psychic in your body is so powerful. Yeah. And the journey, living in your pelvic bowl, being aware of your perineum, breathing deeper, having awareness of your back and your body. From my experience, most people seem to be only aware of their front and their head. What happens when the awareness expands and you are in self-trust, because you know the read of your body, you know your somatic psychic, you therefore know if anyone's lying to you, you know if there's a strange energy, because your body will feel it so clearly, and you know when to make an effective decision, because your body will feel it and tell you and expand and be light, and you're like, yes, this feels good in my body. And then when something doesn't feel good, because you can't trust all the time what people say, you're like, oh, I feel contracted. This feels tight. And that then you need to discern, is it a trigger and my own fear, my own past running my contraction, or is this not a good thing? But whatever it is, you're not a full yes, so you don't move with it. Really powerful tools, extremely powerful tools. And that is what I bring to my events. And if you do any workshops or weekend retreats with me, it's the journey back into the body, using breath work, and then finding safety in the body, safety in the consciousness, self-trust within the body, so that your heart can open in moments when it wants to open, and see the world through the eyes of your heart. Moving from there with full joy, processing all your emotions, being able to be super psychic, allowing the wisdom of your body, mind and spirit to all be in sync. Because again, that's what shamanic healing really is. Healing on all three levels for lasting shifts. Just counselling or coaching is just healing for the mind for most people. The body will remember it. Therefore, it will bring your habits and your thinking back to how it normally is, because these are linked. You can't cure a physical illness with counselling or a rape or something like that that's happened to the physical body. Just with the mind and talking, you need somatic release to be in tune with this and your soul, and your soul being your emotions. Can you process your emotions effectively, or are some of them stuck in fear and in trigger? And you will have easier lives, easy communication, being able to stay light, energized, free, vibrant, relaxed, peaceful, even in the face of pain, trigger, upset. Yeah. So thank you for listening to my share. Quite long, because I've been away and taking some time for me to process pain through my heart channel. And this also brings me into a place of self-trust with my work, that I'm like, yes, it can be done, because I've been tested and retested, and honestly, I get a lot of pain and I get a lot of shit, but if I'm doing it so that I can try and test and know that in the future there is peace, because to me, if all beings were able to process pain through their heart channel and stay in their hearts, the world would be peaceful. The world would be heaven. So I know that's coming because I can do it. And that is the biggest gift ever. And I know that through personal experience. And it's like, poof, that is worth all of the pain that life can hit me with. Because it isn't pain unless I'm resisting what is. And I know this works. I know the medicine wheel consciousness works. And it's beautiful. And I'm also really looking forward to giving these Karo initiations. The energy that they've given me, I'm allowed to transfer and give Munay initiations, heart open initiations. So I will be giving a set of those completely free. I'm going to do either 20 minutes or half an hour free sessions. And looking forward to those who have requested one of those, to receive it. The next South, if you want to jump on the medicine wheel, is coming up later in this year. It'll be in September. If you want to bag yourself a place for that as well, make sure you get on my website. Or make sure you get in touch if you want a place on the medicine wheel. There are only limited places when we do in-person work. So you do need to book up a slot for that. And weekend ceremonies are really for students only, because we do quite intensive work. But if you are interested in my retreat weekends, you stay over a night in the yurt, and we do Saturday and Sunday. It includes a lot of integration work on Saturday and Sunday after you leave. So you will be in your body, you will experience heart opening work, all the juicy goodness that comes with sitting in the heart vibration. And finally, we have Heart Intelligence Master himself, Christian Pankhurst. Here, I'm hosting him for 4 days at the end of June. So really, if you want to experience the future in June, then you need to get on that 4-day retreat with Christian. It will blow your mind. It will blow your mind. And I will link the website to Christian's. It's heartiq.org/LRY, because the event is called Love, Relationships and You. HeartIQ, HeartIQ.org/LRY. You can have a look at the juiciness from that event. End of June, here in the UK in Manningtree. It will be phenomenal, knock you off your seats. You will have the best 4 days of your entire life. And then you can take that through to your family and friends, all of your heart open goodness. Yeah, very much enjoying life. And I look forward to seeing you. Me and Eloise are not sure whether ecstatic dance is happening because I've been off for 2 months. I haven't opened the bookings, essentially. But if anyone is planning to come, if anyone goes, oh no, you sent the date out like 3 months ago and I put it in my diary and I'm expecting to come to ecstatic dance, where we put you in embodied presence, we allow you to feel your wholeness, you will radiate peace and be able to feel your body, open your heart in a really safe space. For those that are absolutely like, I was planning to come to that. It was on the 13th of May, so in 10 days. Please do email me personally right now and say, yeah, I was planning to come to that event. Because if there's not enough people, we will move the date. So it will be cancelled. Because nobody has officially bought a ticket because Claire has been off for 2 months. So I've made no ticket sales because I haven't been working. So we'll very much see what happens with that event. For those that are still with me, thank you so much for listening. This has been a long video, and just want to send my open heart to yours. Lots of love, sparkles, fairy energy, all of it. Wonderful, wonderful life. And I hope to see you at something soon and connect. Upi chai.